So we've looked at using the buttons to insert clips or overwrite clips into sequences, and generally speaking, using the keyboard to do that, that's the comma key or the period key, is the quickest way to work. You'll find that if you can navigate through your media using the keyboard and hit keys to add content to your sequence, it'll be the fastest way to work. But very often, people prefer to drag with the mouse, and there are a couple of approaches to this. In the last lesson, I mentioned that essentially every edit you perform in Premiere Pro, in one way or another, it's going to be an insert or an overwrite. It's going to push things out of the way or it's not. And the same applies when you're dragging things into a sequence. I've got a clip already open here in the source monitor. This is called Evening Smile. You can see up at the top left corner. And I've already added in and out points to this. I've got a 3-second duration selected. I'm going to drag the clip into the sequence, and when I'm doing so, Premiere Pro is going to snap the clip segment, it's going to snap the content to existing elements in the sequence. So that could be the playhead or the beginning or end of a clip, for example, or if I have an in or an out point added, I'll be able to snap to those as well. This feature works because of this button right here. This is the Snap in Timeline button with the keyboard shortcut S. If you turn this off, Premiere Pro won't snap things together. I'll show you what this means. So I'm going to set out to insert this clip between the first and second clips in my sequence because that's what my creative genius dictates. I've looked at my media and I've decided this is the best way for me to work. So what I'm going to do is just drag from the middle of the source monitor down into the timeline. And you'll notice as I drag, you can feel it more than see it really. You can see the clip snaps into position with things. Now, when you're using the keyboard or you're clicking the buttons, you can specify which track a clip will land on when you press those buttons. But when you're dragging, you can just drop them where you want. And you can see that as I drag, for example, between the video 2 and video 3 tracks here, the audio is reciprocating and it's going to be dropped on the audio 2 or audio 3 tracks. Now at the moment I'm just dragging, so I'm going to drop the clip right here and look what happens when I release the mouse. So I'm releasing there and you can see I've actually lost the second clip altogether. It's completely gone. And that's because I've performed an overwrite edit. So I'll just undo with Command Z here on macOS. That'll be Control Z on Windows. I'm going to drag down again, and this time before I release the mouse, I'm going to press and hold the Command key here on macOS. This would be the Control key on Windows. Now I'm holding that modifier key, and while I'm holding the modifier key down, I'm going to release the mouse. And when I do so, you can see the clip has been inserted, pushing the other clips out of the way. So we've got these two modes, right? We've got overwrite, just drop things into the timeline. They'll replace anything that's underneath them. And we've got insert that will push things out of the way. And you can access that by holding down Command on macOS or Control in Windows. I'll just undo again with Control or Command Z. And you can actually drag straight from the project panel. So here's that Evening Smile clip. I'm going to drag this over and it works just the same way. I'm going to hold down Command here on macOS, Control in Windows, and I'm going to release the mouse and I've now added that clip. In fact, you can use the keyboard shortcuts, comma and period, to add content to sequences from the project panel in just the same way. So if I just press the down arrow here to position my playhead, and we've got this sitting tree clip, so I'll just select that here in the project panel. One click, notice that the project panel has a blue outline, so it's the active panel, and then I'm going to press comma to insert that clip. Well, it's a little bit long. I'm going to want to shorten it, but you can see how quickly and easily you can add content to a sequence. Down at the bottom of the sequence, we've got a navigator. See, I can drag this along, and if you drag the ends of the navigator, you can zoom in and out to get a better view of your content. You can also press the backslash key, that's usually on the right-hand side of a keyboard, and the backslash key will toggle to view the current sequence in full in the timeline panel.